I want to start off by saying that no matter what I say in this clip, no matter what I talk about, no matter what emotions might come up, like I'm not making any promises, I don't want you to think that this is the kind of person that I am based on this video. I am an extremely happy person. I genuinely find the good in pretty much everything. I try to always look on the positive side, and I don't want you to think based off this video that I might be anything than a happy person, because I definitely am. So I have to say that the things I'm about to talk about are not easy for me to talk about. They're not just going to roll off my tongue. So if this video is a little bit all over the shop, it's because that's life. Life is not scripted, it's not perfect, and this video is definitely not going to be perfect. It's probably going to be a little bit all over the place, so just bear with me and know that at least what I'm saying is coming from the heart and it's real, it's raw. I have struggled with eating disorders for most of my life, and the severity of them was a couple years ago when I first struggled with anorexia, and then it turned into anorexia and bulimia. So I've kind of been all over the shop with eating disorders. I kind of had a bit of a variety. Obviously, the damage that I did in the most recent years was too much damage for my body to handle, and it has resulted in these awful results. I'm still dealing with my eating disorders, but I have come so far, like so far, and I'm so proud to be able to sit here and say that to you guys. When I say bulimia, for me, it was via vomiting, so purging. I usually say purging. Oh my God, it's a bit intense. But in particular, I'm still dealing with bulimia. A couple of years ago, I would purge anything I ate when I was very, very sick, and it was a mixture of anorexia and bulimia. I would purge everything I ate. And now, through the years of recovery that I've been in, I no longer do that. I keep down meals, I keep down snacks, and I'm in a very, very good place, but I'm definitely still dealing. I don't really like to say struggling, but I'm definitely still dealing, and I will talk more about that later and definitely in more videos to come. But yeah, this video is going to be about the effects that have happened because of my anorexia and bulimia. The main reason that I want to do this is because I've watched YouTube videos for so long, and I've watched more than I can count on the ones that have been about eating disorders, and I've watched them for good reasons and bad reasons over the years, and never once have I found a channel with someone like me, someone who can sit in front of the camera and say, look, I currently am dealing with bulimia. I found so many videos on anorexia, and I think that the people out there that are giving their knowledge and their support to other people are just doing an incredible job. But I just haven't been able to find anyone who has bulimia currently and who can sit down and say, look, I have bulimia, and I say that for everyone to hear. Like, anyone that could find this video is going to know this. And I went public very recently about my eating disorder via Instagram, but that does not mean that I went into detail on that post. And so this is confronting, but I'm doing this because I always wished that there was someone out there that could have been like me and could have given me support. So I knew that it wasn't me just looking at someone who had recovered and looking at someone who had it all together. I wanted someone who could say, I still have it and I'm doing really well and I'm recovering in this way. So then I would feel like I could connect to them more, because I wouldn't feel so far behind them, if that makes sense. Okay, now that that is out of the way, I'm going to talk about my diagnosis. So this only happened a couple months ago, so this is still very fresh, but I have been seeing the same doctor for quite a while now. I've gone through different doctors over the years, but this most recent one, I've been with her for a while and she's fantastic. But she knows all my history with my eating disorders and where I'm at now and all of that. So I told her that I'd had quite a few breaks over the years, and they were all from very basic, mild things, like not ways people should be breaking their bones. So I told her that, and I said, look, I don't think I've got healthy bones. I just kind of want to see where they're at. And straight away she was like, look, you've had this eating disorder for this many years, and you're getting all these breaks from not very major incidents. So we're gonna get you a BDS, which is a bone density scan. So I went off and had that done, and within a week. So very quickly, if you haven't had a bone density scan before, they're not scary, they're very basic. You just go into a little room and there's a machine, kind of like a dome, but very small, like I'm not, wow, describing things is not my forte. It's like, I'm not even gonna bother. Pretty much there's a bed and there's like a little thing that goes over you. Let's just leave it at that. You lay in the bed and this little domey thing will this little thing will glide across your body, and it that way, Rachel, please, focus. This little thing will glide across you, and it will take a scan of your spine doing that, and it will also take a scan of your hip bones. So you're doing your spine, your hip bones, and your forearm. I think it was probably about a week later, my doctor called me and she had the results. And so I went in. To make it very basic, I was diagnosed on the spot from my results that I had both osteoporosis and osteopenia. So osteopenia is the diagnosis in the middle. So you've got healthy bones, like really strong, dense bones. Then you've got osteopenia in the middle, which is, you know, your bones aren't so great and they're on their way to osteoporosis. And then osteoporosis is on the other end of the scale. So there are numbers all along this scale, and you can be anywhere on this frame. And you want to be somewhere below osteopenia, obviously, because then it means you've got good bones. I personally had the results of osteoporosis for my spine and for my forearm. My hips were in the osteopenia area on the scale. Obviously that's very basic terms, but you kind of get the gist from that. So, explaining how I felt when I was diagnosed, I don't think I can. And I don't even think sitting here now that it's been a few months, I can even describe how I felt. I think I was definitely in denial for the first 24 hours, if I'm being honest. Like I went out shopping. I was definitely in some form of denial on the first day, but the day after, that's when it really hit me. And I couldn't even tell my sister. She is my best friend. Like my sister's been there from the start through my eating disorder. She knows everything, like she knows the details. So I think it took about 2 weeks before I messaged a big group of my friends and just important people in my life and told them what was going on. And then I messaged a smaller group of friends and I said, hey, like now that you know that this is going on, I think I just need a bit of support. I'm not okay. I just need to have a night, we'll have a couple of drinks, get a little lit, have a good time. Just forget about things for a while, you know, because sometimes I think it's really healthy to just have a drink and let go, you know, like that's healthy. That's healthy. Am I like promoting alcoholism? No, that's not what I'm doing. Recently, I was in the supermarket and I somehow, I don't know how I did this, I'm quite talented, but I just fell in the store. And instead of it just being a little bit funny and a bit embarrassing, it was horrifying because I don't know how it happened. I just kind of lost my balance and I fell down onto my elbow and then fell onto my back. And my first thought that ran through my head was, oh my God, I've broken my elbow. And that might sound so dramatic, but that's the reality. When you have osteoporosis, your bones are not strong. Your bones are gonna break when you have little falls, little injuries, little incidents, and they're gonna turn into big problems. The reality is, if I have a little accident, that tiny little accident that to someone else might have been a funny joke or something that you could film on one of your friends' phones and laugh about it later and laugh about your funny stack, I can't do that anymore. And I can't tell you how much that hurts. It's so hard to try to feel like a normal 21-year-old when you have this. And that's why I said at the start, I don't want you to take what I'm saying as this is who I am and this is like I'm so sad all the time. Like no, I can do so much. I'm so grateful for what my body can still do after the hell I put it through. I'm so blessed to still be able to do so much, but at the end of the day, this is something that I'm dealing with, and it's not easy. It's really hard. But pretty much all I wanted to do was get out the main things, and that's kind of it. They're the main things, and I'll kick myself later when I realize I've forgotten something big, but I just wanted it to be not scripted. I wanted it to be real and unplanned, just sit in front of a camera and say, this is what's up. Because this is what I wanted. I wanted someone who could be honest and do the thing that I couldn't do at the time, to be brave and not care who could have seen their video. You know, people that you've met once, you just think back and you think of all the people in the world that could possibly end up seeing these videos, and you just think, I can't do that. I cannot risk these people seeing and hearing these things about me, but all I wanted was a person that could do that a few years ago. And so I want to be that person for you guys, and I want to be someone who can sit here and say, look, I'm dealing with this, but we all have our shit, and this is how I'm dealing with mine, and maybe something I say can help you. That's all I can hope for. So pretty much, I know this video has been a bit all over the place. I'm so sorry if it was a bit jumbly, if it was a bit rambly. I promise I'm gonna get better at it. I mean, all you gotta do is practice, and surely I will get better. But I just wanted you to see this as what it is, and that's just me. Like me just sitting here being too honest. All I wanna say now is that I hope that this video can bring, I don't know, I hope that it can bring people together, honestly, because I think that we are so blessed with social media and a platform like YouTube, because even though it can be so scary putting yourself on the line and admitting everything to who knows who, people you know, people you don't know, at least the amazing thing is that one video has the opportunity to bring so many people together that might be dealing with the same thing. So like I said at the start of the video, is that I am still dealing with my eating disorder, and I will be making more videos about them. I definitely will also be making videos that are not just based on eating disorders, because that's not who I am as a person anymore. My life has very much become filled with other things, which I mean, can we just take a moment for that? Like, so good. Thank you so much to anyone who has tuned into this video and stuck around for the whole thing. I can't even thank you enough. Honestly, it just means the world to me. And hopefully I'm gonna see one of you in my next video. Bye guys.